So I wasn't able to do the live stream that I normally do on Saturday morning. So I put this out, no live stream tomorrow, but please ask your most pressing questions about the information side of the war. I'll try to answer these. Thanks all. Okay, so let's go through these. Have a good day off. Thank you very much. It just wasn't logistically possible to make it work out. Second question, how have Africa and China viewed the grain deal collapse and Putin's continued destruction of Ukraine? So China's a little bit hard to determine. They keep their poker face. I don't think that they're very happy about any of this. Like, they want this to go, the whole war to go away so that they can just do business with everyone, right? It's not really in their interest. Africa, there's 54 different countries there that are not united. Putin thinks that he got a great week, and I think on balance, I mean, there's some evidence to justify that, but that's with some countries, not all. He doesn't need all, but any more that are in his camp than were before is a win, right? So if there are only 2 or 3 that were really behind him, and now there's 5, 10, 15, any of that is a win. So how is Africa viewing the grain deal collapse? They're not all happy about it, but some are happy that they're getting sweetheart deals from Russia. It's not much of a sweetheart deal. I mean, 50,000 tons of grain's nothing to turn your nose at, but it's not going to solve a poverty or food insecurity problem. But some of them are getting cozy deals with Russia, and they're happy about that. Okay, I'm feeling frustrated about every delayed and lacking weapons supply to Ukraine. Surely it's more effective to prevent the destruction than to deal with the damage, and it costs Ukrainians costs of Ukrainian lives. Why the excess foot dragging from the West? Okay, this isn't a popular opinion, but I believe that Putin has done a good job deterring the West. Now, he set down red line after red line, and the West has crossed the red line each time. But the conversations, or every time they bring up nuclear war or war with NATO or whatever, that's to deter the West from providing weapons to Ukraine. And so, think about it. Like, had they just given jets right away, or allowed training on jets within the first few months, which, they didn't know. They didn't know how the war was going to go. They didn't understand that they could do that and it wouldn't trip a World War III. But had they done that, it would be a very different picture now. Part of the reason the counteroffensive is going as slow as it is that they don't have the air power in order to have the impact that they would need to have to clear the minefields and get through things. So I hate to say it, but Russia has really deterred the West. I mean, that's the long and short of it. Hi, didn't you do an analysis of Jackson Hinkle somewhere? Is there some way to search for a particular video on your YouTube blog? Well, okay, so I did do a reaction to Jackson Hinkle among a number of others, and there is a way to be able to see things on my YouTube page. So if you go to youtube.com @dr.Gerdes and /videos, you'll see all the videos listed. You can see them all in playlists as well. So you can go to particular playlists. And here, if we click on this, okay, and I have the playlist grouped into a number of different camps. Liked videos, you can't see, that's private. These are mine. Russian disinformation exposed. This is a new category. If I talk about American politics related to Ukraine, that's so I recognize that I'm talking to both those on the left side of the spectrum and those on the right side of the spectrum. And those on the right side of the spectrum, I speak your language naturally as a conservative. I'm like, why are you doing Russian talking points? What would Reagan say, right? And I talk very much to my own people about, like, come over and support Ukraine. Reaction videos. This is where you want to go, reacting to your redacted. There's collaborations with other YouTubers, with Georgie, with Starsky, and others. Then you have some live streams, explainers. Daily updates is what I do every day. And then my old Leader Smith podcast is where I started, and then I separated because I was just talking about something different. But if you look at the reaction videos, you'll see a number of these: Scott Ritter and McGregor and Redacted. So this is what we see here. Scott Ritter, how credible is Richard Medhurst? Vlad Vexler, and I was reacting to him, just amplifying General Petraeus, something that he's talked about. Lindsey Graham, RT editor Margarita Simonon. Yeah, so you can see these reaction videos, and there's actually quite a few of them. There's 28 of those. Okay, next question. Your view on the internal troubles of Germany with the far-right alternative German party trying to legally block German support from Ukraine. I'm not a German expert. I can't really speak to what's going on in Germany, but the far right in the United States is the Trumpian wing of the Republican Party, and it tends to be more isolationist, and we have our problems here. Why are we involved in that over there? As I understand, in Europe, it's not quite exactly the same dynamic, and correct me if I'm wrong, folks. Put it in the comments. Help Angel 19785 with this question. It's more that there's like a kind of a, we got to punish Russia, and we want peace kind of wings of all of Europe, right? And the punish Russia is the party that's trying to really support Ukraine, and the other may want to, no, let's just have peace at any price. It doesn't really matter. Like, let them have their oblast, and just let's have peace. I think that the far right party is probably going to be more in that kind of wing. I think in Germany you also have the complication that East Germany still has cozy memories of Russia for whatever reason. It's baffling to me. I would think that they would turn against Russia more, like Poland and the former Warsaw states that remember what it was like under the oppression of Russia. But for whatever reason, East Germany tends to have warm fuzzies toward Russia that I just don't understand. Okay, next question. South Africa fought supposed freedom fighters from the 70s well into the 80s, white versus black, but actually they were fighting communism. These bush wars taking place in Rhodesia, Zimbabwe, Angola, Mozambique, Southwest Africa, Namibia. We were fighting Russians, Cubans, even East Germans. Apartheid didn't exist in most of the above countries. Why were they targeted? Seems to me like Russia's been active in Africa for decades. That's why there will never be democracies, only dictatorships on the continent, all to Russia's advantage. That's right. So there's let me just speak in large, paint with a broad brush. So authoritarian regimes tend to like other authoritarian regimes, and that's the advantage that Russia has with much of Africa. So strongmen tend to like each other for some reason I don't quite understand, where, if it really came down to it, they would eat each other. Democracies aren't like that. They would compete with each other, but like, I can make a better car or something along those lines. And so they do tend to like each other. And it was, the Soviets did support a number of these regimes because they were kind of anti-West. You add on top of that they can say, see, the Western Europeans, they were colonizing you. And it is true. There were colonies in Africa. You can't hide from that. But Russia's not exactly your friend. They were making business deals to prop you up for a price or something along those lines. But they do realize they have these inroads with Africa, and it's not pretty. I don't know how much traction Putin's actually going to make, but it's not pretty. Okay, next question. Why am I screaming? I wasn't trying to scream. I was just saying, like, please ask me your questions, but I wasn't screaming. That wasn't the point. Okay, this last one's really important. I received a fake message from someone pretending to be your account. Wow, I've made it to that level of success where I have people pretending to be me. It asked me to contact a WhatsApp number, but I didn't, but it confused me until someone told me it was someone pretending to be your account. Okay, if you see this, if you ever see someone pretending to be me, or you think it's someone pretending to be me, please flag me, please alert me, and I'll get back to you. I do not have a WhatsApp account. You can find me on Twitter. On my Twitter, you'll see me with the same picture, and you'll see you can just message me. You can look me up and find me because I am a professor. Find me that way. But I will never ask you to give money or do whatever, or it's got to come through my videos if I'm asking you, or if I'm asking you, like I've told people, just like Google me and then contact me and you can find me. Okay, but thank you. And if you see something like that in the future, please alert me. Okay, so that's it for the questions that I have here, and I really appreciate you being thoughtful and intelligent and asking these questions. The information space is really, really important, and it's only going to get more important over time. So keeping yourself informed is very, very useful. Thank you for your time. Thank you for the likes, the shares, the subscribes, the coffees, and thank you more than anything for being the kind of person that cares about Ukraine.